For the record, Mr. Olson, I know you requested to appear by telephone, but I denied it because I don't know why. You have to give me a reason why.
Oh, I last minute babysitter.
Oh, so next time, if you don't have an attorney, if you have an attorney, you have to go through the attorney. But next time or any other time you want to appear by telephone or Zoom or anything like that, you need to let me know why. Generally in writing is much, much better than just calling and saying, hey, can I appear by Zoom? I can't find a babysitter, something like that. But writing is much, much better. Okay. So that's the reason why I said no. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. We will go on the record in the matter 26 CM 861, State of Wisconsin versus Andreas Olson. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. Mr. Olson appears in person with Joel Feliski making a special appearance on his behalf here today. We're set for an initial appearance. Mr. Olson, you received a copy of that criminal complaint, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand those charges and the maximum penalties?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you need me to go over them with you in any more detail?
No.
So the no formal reading still on Tyler Road?
Yes.
Not guilty pleas?
Yes, ma'am.
Not guilty pleas will be entered on your behalf. You are entitled to a jury trial. You would be entitled to a speedy trial should you request one. Is there an offer that could be presented at this time, or do we need to go down the normal course?
No, an offer can be presented, Your Honor. It's to do some kind of AODA assessment, and then plea for the fourth degree, not the fourth degree, excuse me, plead for the lewd and lascivious for cost. DRI, the drug paraphernalia charge.
All right. So it looks like you appear for, does he qualify?
He does not qualify,
He
Your
does
Honor.
not qualify. So I'm going to go over something, and then Mr. Feliski is going to want to tell you a little bit of things too. Okay. You do not qualify for a public defender. That means you can either retain your own private attorney, you can apply for a court-appointed attorney, which is still at your cost, but it's only $100 an hour versus the $400 or so dollars an hour that you pay for a private attorney. Still same great private attorneys. They just agree to take it for a lesser cost to kind of give back kind of thing. And so, or you can represent yourself. Right now, an offer has been presented to do an AODA assessment, like with Aurora Family Counseling. That is, I believe, is like $285, $6 or $7. And you complete that, and then the state is offering, you plead to the first count, which is that lewd, lascivious behavior exposure. The other misdemeanor would be dismissed and read in, but they would recommend to the court costs only, no jail time, no probation, nothing, just costs only. So that is the offer that's been presented. So Mr. Feliski will talk to you about some things, and then you need to decide if you want an attorney at this point, or if you want to represent yourself. If you want an attorney, what route you need to go. If you do want a court-appointed attorney, you're going to need to fill out the application before you leave here today, so that I have that information and I can get an attorney appointed to you. And you would need to have a down payment. Probably for something like this, the down payment would probably just be $250. Okay, so that's my spiel. I need to set another court date, and then we'll go off the record. Mr. Feliski can speak with you if he wishes, because you're not going to have anything else you want on the record, Mr. Feliski, or will you?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll get you another court date. I am going to schedule you July 20th at 1 p.m. Okay, July 20th at 1 p.m. You can come get your notice, you can talk to Mr. Feliski, and then just decide attorney, which kind, or represent yourself for a while, because you can represent yourself. Okay, all right. Mr. Chapman, who would you like?
Let's start with this folio.
We We will go on the record in the matters 25 CT 56, 26 CM 37, State of Wisconsin versus Marie Bolio. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. We have Ms. Bolio appearing in person with counsel Daniel Chapman. We're set today in these matters for return on warrant. I believe warrant is quashed. $250 has been posted. Mr. Chapman, is there an update you can provide the court?
Judge, I actually just spoke with Ms. Bolio today for the first time in quite a while. Her address has not been good, and I haven't tried her phone number since April, but it didn't work then. She tells me it does work now. So I have a new address to give, and I've relayed the offer to her, and I think we will probably be fine setting it for a plea and sentencing.
All right, so you have a new address. It's not on Angeline Avenue?
No, it's my P.O. Box,
P.O. Box
135, Siren.
135 Siren. All right, telephone still ends in 1528?
Yeah.
Okay, what we can do is we can set this for a tentative plea and sentencing. You'll discuss all of that with your attorney. How quickly would you like it?
She's going to need some time. It involves both reinstating her license and doing anger management with Mr. Hatch.
Okay, what process have you already engaged in getting your license?
I gotta pay the 200 and through that Aurora, and
Okay,
then go back to AODA.
okay, so it's gonna take you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I can do August 5th at 2:15.
That would be fine. Does it work for you?
That should give you plenty of time, hopefully, to get all of the stuff done. Keep your attorney updated and informed, because if you're not able to complete everything by then, we can move it to a different date and
Yeah.
time. Just make sure you have him all the way updated.
Yeah.
Okay, stay in contact. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Then we are adjourned. Ms. Buell?
Yep, thank you.
Do you want your notice?
I just step over that thing half the time. Did we say 2:15, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
We will go on the record in the matter 26 CF 45, 26 TR 305, State of Wisconsin versus Crystal Buell. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. Is it said differently?
Buell.
Buell. I'm so sorry. We have Ms. Buell appearing in person with her counsel, Daniel Chapman. We're set today for initial appearances. Mr. Chapman, were you able to go over the criminal complaint with Ms. Buell?
Yes, I was. She does understand the charges and the possible penalties.
All right, formal reading or waive?
We will waive formal reading.
Okay, not guilty pleas as to the misdemeanors?
As to the misdemeanor, yes, and we're prepared to waive the preliminary hearing outright.
Excellent, okay. Before we do that, are you still on Smith Street, number 1?
Correct, yes.
And I have a telephone ending in 7235.
Yep.
May we send you text message notifications?
Yes.
Not guilty pleas to the misdemeanor and to the ticket matter. Did your attorney go over with you what it is to have a preliminary hearing? That's that hearing where the state has the burden to prove that a felony was probably committed and probably committed by you?
Yes.
And so do you understand that by waiving your right to a preliminary hearing, it means that at least the state can meet that burden?
Yes.
Do you understand at a preliminary hearing, your attorney would be able to ask questions of the state's witnesses or call witnesses to testify for you? He'd be able to produce evidence on your behalf or possibly discover things about the case, which could include defenses. But for today's purposes only, and this hearing only, you're giving up those rights?
Yes.
Do you understand that if the state does not meet its burden as to a preliminary hearing, the court could reduce that felony to a misdemeanor or dismiss it altogether? But for today's purposes, you're giving up that right?
Yes.
Do you understand that once you give up the right, it's forever and you can't get it back?
Yes.
Has anyone made any threats or any promises to you for you to waive your right to a preliminary hearing?
No.
You're doing so freely and intelligently, telling the court you fully understand what you're doing and voluntarily?
Yes.
I will find that you're competent, you're freely, intelligently, and voluntarily waiving your right to a preliminary hearing. I will find probable cause and bind the matter over. Information, Mr. Vila.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm in the process of going through and filing the information now. It will mirror the criminal complaint.
Proceed with an arraignment or set for another date.
Since it mirrors the complaint, we can go today.
All right, she understands all of those and wishes to enter a not guilty plea.
She does understand the charges and the possible penalties. We will waive reading of the information, and she pleads not guilty to the felony.
Not guilty pleas are all entered on your behalf. You are entitled to a jury trial. You would be entitled to a speedy trial should you request one. Just a status, Mr.
Yes,
Devin.
please. If you could give us a status that could be used for a plea if it's settled, I'd appreciate it.
I could give you 1:15 on 7/20. You're here at 1 o'clock on that day.
That would be fine then.
All right, 7/20, 1:15. Anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, we are go on the record in the matter 26 CM 58, State of Wisconsin versus Zachary Polay. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. Mr. Polay appears in person with counsel Joel Feliski making a special appearance on his behalf here today. Before we go down the normal road, Mr. Vila, who appears in person, is there an offer that can be presented?
Yes, Your Honor. This was a situation that we referred for the THC diversion program, but I guess we had an incorrect address. If he does that, we'll dismiss the entire case. Otherwise, it's plea for an ordinance on the THC, dismiss and read in the drug paraphernalia.
Do you understand what that program is?
I think I received something in the mail.
You should have. And
that I couldn't
but
sign.
before you leave here today, go to the district attorney's office. They can give you more information. Is that something you wish to consider and accept?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll set this a couple months down the road. That'll give you plenty of time to take care of and do that program because I think it's only like a 4-hour online program or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. And you're gonna have to pay their costs and whatever that is. So let's schedule you for July 23rd at 10:15, July 23rd at 10:15. If you've done the class, you've done the things and you've provided proof to the district attorney's office, you will not need to come back. Okay? It looks like we have everything we need. You can come get your notice and then you're free to go. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't let you talk, Mr. Whiskey.
Not a problem with that, Your Honor.
Any other ones?
Well, Your Honor, I did want to introduce our intern. Here with us again for the summer.
Hey,
Hello.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So what does she do?
Well, she's assisting us with.
We got your mail back, so I'm gonna need to get an update and then remind you of all your funds and fees.
All right.
Are you paying on them?
Oh, I can start now. I got a job.
Oh, where do you work?
Oh, Hinkley
Where in Hinckley?
at the casino.
At the casino?
Yo,
You know what we could do?
yeah.
We could just go do an income assignment, so then it'll take it right off of your check and you won't even know that it's gone.
Okay.
So you want to do that?
Yeah.
So when we're done here, what you're gonna need to do is go talk to Amy, the clerk outside. Can you send Amy a message? Okay, so we had Olivia send Amy a message outside that you're gonna stop when we're done to do the income assignment, okay? The way to
Okay.
sign it. All right. And so let me find your case. What? Okay. We will go on the record in the matter 26 CM 55, State of Wisconsin versus Storm Thayer. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. We have Mr. Thayer appearing in person without counsel. We're set today in this matter for an initial appearance. Mr. Thayer, you're here without an attorney. You can represent yourself or you can apply for a public defender or retain your own private attorney. We've had mail that has come back and it was sent to 2 different addresses. What is the correct address to send mail to you?
7173 Loon Creek Circle.
7173
3 Loon Creek Circle.
Moon Creek Circle.
Yeah.
And where's that?
Danbury.
That's in Danbury. Okay, so that's your correct address.
Yo.
Okay, now, before we go normal course, is this something that an offer could be presented?
Yes, but it looks like we're waiting for a restitution number. It looks like, just to give the court an idea, we're gonna be pursuing that program that Dave Hatch does that's related to misdemeanor retail theft.
The shoplifting one?
Yes.
Okay, and so, Mr. Thayer, did you get a copy of that criminal complaint?
Yes.
And so, and you can read, right? You understand the English language?
Yes.
Do you need me to read that criminal charge to you and the maximum possible penalties, or do you understand it?
I understand it.
Do you need me to read anything on that criminal complaint to you at all?
No.
Okay, we got your updated address, and your telephone, does it end in 3935?
No, it's got a new one.
What is it?
218 340 4228.
Okay, may we send you text message notifications?
Yeah.
A not guilty plea will be entered on your behalf, okay? At this time, we're gonna set it out for a couple months down the road, or 45 to 60 days down the road, okay? The offer here is, and I'm gonna give you this sheet. The offer is to take this shoplifting class that Dave Hatch, Restorative Justice, has, and it costs $50. And you're gonna have to pay that and do the class. And what would you're just waiting on restitution, so it'd be do the class, pay the restitution up front, and
Yep.
then what would,
It looks like it's conviction for cost only.
okay, so, and then they would ask that you plead to the charge for costs only, okay? And so think about that. You can think if you want an attorney at the next hearing, you can accept this offer in this agreement, but the recommendation again is for costs, no jail, no probation, nothing like that, okay?
All right.
And if, I know that you owe a lot in other juvenile matters and other things. So Mr. Thayer, if you are going to accept the offer or seriously consider that, I'll let you know. I'll give you a deal on the court costs and fees, because I do know that you owe a lot and it's taken you a bit to get your job. So I'll only do the mandatory fees and I'll waive the rest, okay?
Okay.
But, so consider all of that. We do need your fingerprints. And so you're gonna need to get a form up here and a new notice once I give you the date from the clerk, and then go to the sheriff's department and provide your fingerprints, okay?
All right.
So I'm going to give you July 23rd at 10:15. July 23rd at 10:15. So that gives you 2 months almost to be able to do this class if you wish to do it, because it's 4 weeks, but it's 1 hour sessions. And then so you can do this class, and then by then we should have restitution, hopefully, correct? Yes. Okay. And then you'll know what the restitution cost will be, and then you can seriously consider that offer if you wish to do so.
All right.
Okay? If not, and you want an attorney, take care of that before you come, okay? So
Okay.
there's your form, and it has Dave Hatch's information on it, and it's the youth shoplifting one, the way bottom one, and then get the form for fingerprints. Thank you. We are adjourned. Mr. Chapman, do you have another one? Oh, okay. Mr. Felicity.
Honor, I have Zachary Fillet, special appearance.
We will go on the record in the matter 25 CM 218, State of Wisconsin versus Dale Kitchen Master Jr. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. Mr. Kitchen Master appears in person without counsel. We're set today in this matter, return on warrant. He failed to appear timely at the last hearing. The court issued a warrant. I believe it was for $150. $265. All right. And you need to pay $150 for the class. And now, well, there's money here sitting. And what is the agreement that's been reached?
It was to complete that domestic violence education course with Mr. Dave Hatch, and we would reduce this to a citation.
All right, to a forfeiture. And you still wish to continue with that?
Yes.
Okay, formal motion to amend,
So made.
granted. How do you wish to plead?
Guilty.
Court will accept your plea of guilt. I will assess $115 for fines and fees. I'll waive the rest. All right. And then $150 of the bail that you would still have posted. I'm going to direct the clerk to pay it to Dave Hatch, Restorative Justice, and you should be good to go.
All right,
All right?
thank you.
See how things work out, Mr. Kitchen
Well,
Master.
yeah, you just gotta be on time. I was an hour late last time. I called in, I'm like, hey, when do I have court? They're like 10, or it was at 10 o'clock, and it's 9 o'clock.
We will go on the record in the matter 26 CM 62, State of Wisconsin versus Trevor Durand. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. Mr. Durand appears in person without counsel. We're set today in this matter for an initial appearance. Mr. Durand, were you going to apply for a public defender?
No, I wasn't.
Are you going to represent yourself?
Well, I'm gonna see what the thing is. I might have to get a lawyer.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you is at this point, you want to represent yourself and you want to hear an offer from the state to see if it can resolve.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's fine with me, but I first have to go through other steps. Did you receive a copy of that criminal complaint?
yep,
And it alleges 1 count of battery?
Yep.
Understand that count?
Yep.
Do you need me to read that count and the maximum penalties to you, or do you understand it?
I don't understand it, but
Okay, so I'll go over it so you can understand it. It alleges on or around April 26, 2026 in Burnett County, Wisconsin, you caused bodily harm to MAM by an act done with intent to cause bodily harm to that person without that person's consent. That's the legal definition for misdemeanor battery, okay? So you understand that?
Yep.
Maximum penalty could be a fine of up to $10,000 or imprisonment of up to 9 months or both. That's the ultimate maximum you can get. Do you understand that?
Yep.
And then, so there's those other facts, which basically is the police report, which says from MAM's perspective, what happened and with the statements that you may have made in there. So those are all in that criminal complaint. So were you able to read that?
yeah,
And so you understand the allegations. I'm not having you say that you believe they're all true or anything
No, I
like
don't.
that, but
Yeah.
you understand those allegations?
Yep.
Are you still at County Road H?
yep,
Telephone ends in 3194.
Yep.
Not guilty plea will be entered on your behalf. You are entitled to a jury trial. You would be entitled to a speedy trial should you request one. Mr. Vila, is there an offer that can be presented?
Yes, Your Honor, it would be to get an AODA assessment, do the anger management class with Mr. Dave Hatch, and this would get dropped to a DC for court, this would be dropped to a disorderly conduct as an ordinance.
That's an ordinance. Okay, so I'll explain that to you, okay, Mr. Durand? What the state is offering is if you get an alcohol and other drug assessment from Aurora Counseling up here in Siren, that's going to cost about $285.
Yeah.
But if you get that assessment and follow the recommendations, it may say you need to have 1 or 2 counseling sessions. It may say you need to do nothing, but you get that assessment and you do a class that I'm going to mark here. And so you know what it is. It's the domestic violence education class, and it'll cost $150. You do that with Mr. Hatch, and I'm going to circle his contact information. You do those 2 things. Yes,
It's the anger management one.
they're the same.
There's just that extra session for the DV one, that's all.
Okay, yeah, it's just not written on there as anger management too. He knows when he gets the thing of what to do. So you'll do the anger management part of that class. If you do the assessment, the alcohol and other drug assessment, and you do this class with Dave Hatch, what the state's saying that they will do is amend it to a ticket.
Okay.
Instead of a crime. It won't be a crime. It'll be like a traffic ticket, like some kind of ticket, okay, for costs only.
okay,
All right, you won't face any maximum penalty. You won't face jail, any of those things. That's their offer.
okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so you understand that, and that's what you want to do.
You got the paper there so I can,
Yes, and I'm going to write on here Aurora Counseling for the AODA, okay?
okay,
Okay, so I'm going to give it to the clerk and she's going to print off this date. I'm going to give you your next court date. And so you'll come up and you'll get the form and you'll get your next court date. And then next time, just make sure you silence your phone.
I was gonna use I didn't know if I had use my phone number off this. That's my home phone.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, if you want to give us your cell phone number, that's great too.
I can do that. That's probably easy. Okay.
Now here's the twist that catches a lot of people off guard. Instead of pushing straight toward a criminal conviction, the court is offering a path that could reduce this case to a simple ordinance violation, provided the defendant completes counseling and anger management. It's a reminder that in many misdemeanor cases, accountability and rehabilitation can matter just as much as punishment. But here's the question for you. If someone is willing to complete every requirement the court sets, should they get a second chance instead of a permanent criminal record?
Got that.
Okay, what is it?
612-423-9152.
May we send you text messages?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll send you your court date and all of those things, okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna schedule you for July 9th at 2:45, okay?
Okay.
July 9th at 2:45. You should be able to complete both of those things by that date and time, okay?
Okay.
But if you aren't able to, if you need more time, you'll just come here and you'll say, Judge, I just need another month.
All right.
All right, then we'll give you another month,
Okay.
okay? So you
Yep.
can come get your documents and then you are free to go, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. And you're with him, ma'am? You're with him? Okay. Oh, good timing, Mr. Kissinger. Never.
Nothing was wrong with my car. I was at working out in Spooner and time just gone.
Oh, okay. I was told your car, but that's okay. Again, I'm going to be lenient today, Mr. Pangburn.
Thank you.
Usually, Mr. Kisslinger is usually he's very respectful to court and in court and all of those things. So that's why I'm being lenient.
I apologize.
I'm sorry, I didn't even fill it out because I didn't order it. So. Oh, yeah, I have just been giving them to people just as a reference. And then if they don't do it, it's on them. Because I'm not ordering it, but it's fine. If that's what you want to do, I can start filling them out. We will go on the record in the matters 26 CM 05, 26 CM 50, State of Wisconsin versus David Kisslinger Sr. The state appears through Assistant District Attorney Jose Vila in person. Mr. Kisslinger appears in person with his Eric Pangburn making a special appearance on Mr. Kisslinger's behalf. We're set for, I believe, status conferences. Mr. Pangburn, any update that you can provide to the court?
My understanding from speaking with Mr. Vu yesterday is that there is an offer to resolve this with a plea to a misdemeanor and a fine that requires Mr. Kisslinger to complete some treatment. Mr. Vu did reach out to Mr. Kisslinger to see what the status of his progress on that was, but he didn't hear back. So I don't know if Mr. Kisslinger is able to give us an update today.
All right, Mr. Kisslinger, what is your update?
All right, I'm seeing Dave, obviously, really. And this mental health, I called up a million places and they said, we don't know why she sends everybody down here for this, but they're not doing it. Yeah. I called them. I called and I had Dave look up a number 2 for me. I called them and they said, no, we don't do that no more. And I didn't know what to do. I was going to write you a letter on that.
Well, Your Honor, I don't know who Dave is. I apologize. But if he needs assistance finding a place to complete the treatment, certainly Mr. Vu and I can help him. So I don't know if we're able to push this out a little so we can try to find a provider that'll work for Mr. Kisslinger.
That is totally fine with me. So you're
But
going
I got just a mental health to do.
Yes, Dave is the one who is doing the domestic violence class here. He works here in the county. The mental health assessment, it's news to me that Aurora doesn't do them anymore, our counseling center here. And that's just, the offer was to do a mental health assessment and the domestic violence class. So I can give you more time, Mr. Kisslinger. You need to contact either Mr. Pangburn or Mr. Vu, and they can try and help you do a mental health assessment.
I would love that.
And Mr. Vila, Again, this is news to me that Aurora doesn't do them, and I'm sure that's news to you.
That is news to me, Your Honor.
So if there's an availability to do a mental health assessment online, would that satisfy the state?
As long as documentation supplied so I can look into it, I'm sure it'd be fine, especially if attorney